So, Walter, what are the AI developments that excite you the most right now?
Well, I think from a consumer standpoint, things like Alexa, which is Amazon's product that sits in your home and allows you to order products or play music, I think that excites me a lot. I think applying artificial intelligence to mapping so that I can find a faster way home, that excites me a lot. But I think with respect to the enterprise, I think that's where the real potential is. People have been complaining about productivity and the world not being up to par, and that productivity isn't going up anymore. And I think applying AI to this data that we're putting in the cloud will allow us to have productivity for a long time.
Well, a boost to productivity sounds fantastic. I guess the flip side of that for a lot of people is that they might lose their jobs over it.
I think their jobs will be different. Just as you've seen robots in the manufacturing industry, means your job is different. You're programming the robot or you're working with the robot. And I think AI will automate a lot of the manual tasks of insurance claims or healthcare claims, and people will be using the insights of AI to basically do different jobs.
Now, looking at the wider tech sector, obviously the hot topic of conversation as well right now is Snapchat's forthcoming IPO. Is that one that's exciting you?
Well, it's extremely expensive. I think that's the concern that I have about Snapchat is, 25 times revenues is an extremely expensive stock. And I think, since the last few years, we've kind of watched the valuation of tech companies go from 17 times revenues to 4 or 5 times revenues. It means that I think Snapchat will be challenged to get their IPO done at that valuation.
But isn't it the case, though, that the tech sector has effectively been shrinking because we've seen a lot of companies coming off the market? For example, LinkedIn taken over last year by Microsoft, whereas the likes of Airbnb and Uber have held back from coming to market. So doesn't that make your job harder in terms of deciding where you're going to put your money?
Well, I think tech has actually become a very broad sector. You used to think about tech as a growth sector, and if you look at tech these days, about 15% of the sector is high growth, more than 20% a year. And a lot of tech companies are growing by merging or acquiring companies or buying their stock back. That's how they're propelling their stocks up. So it's as much a value sector as it is a high-growth sector these days.
Very briefly, Walter, a lot of the tech companies rather unhappy about President Trump's travel bans right now. How potentially damaging is that for the sector?
Well, I think the tech industry has been one of seeking talent wherever they can find it, and the best talent makes the companies better, and so they want. They want to have the best talent, and that may mean that they have to have stronger operations in London to hire the tech talent rather than Silicon Valley.
All right, Walter Price, got to leave it there, I'm afraid. Thanks for joining me.